going here?
You know, I'm very excited. It's my last year, my senior year. It's my third year with Coach Wolford. It's just a big year. You know, you can just tell the environment, the guys coming, everyone's so happy for camp. No one's like, oh, we don't want to be here because we put in so much work, and now we're here. We just want to just get back to the playoffs, get back to those Trestle days, and get a ring. Because, like I said, I've been here for 4 years, and I don't have a ring. I want to be able to leave here with a ring. I want my teammates to be able to leave here with a ring.
Offensively, you know, a lot of focus is going to be on you guys this year with what you did last year, breaking the record, scoring, and how many yards you guys got per game. Are you confident that you guys can be even better than you were last year offensively?
Of course, you know, we have everyone coming back. We have all 11 starters coming back, so I think we're very confident about that. Right now, as far as offensively, we know what our starters can do. We know what those guys can do, so right now we're really working on these young guys getting depth, so if one of our starters is to go down, we have a backup that can come in and there won't be a slack off. So I think offensively we'll be able to come back in and produce a lot more than we did last year. And I think we were 5th last year. I think we finished 5th last year in offensive yardage total. I think we want to come out first. You know, we're always shooting for that number one spot in the conference, number one spot in the country. That's what we want. That's the expectations of Youngstown State.
How would you compare the attitude now as opposed to when you first came in? Because I know Coach was talking about there was a sense of entitlement maybe when you came in. Do you sense something different? Or?
Yeah, I definitely. You know, but Coach Wolford brings that different attitude. He kind of demands it out of you, and once you buy into the system and buy into everything, you know, it kind of just comes into it. And so that's why I said everyone came into camp yesterday. You know, everyone was pumped and excited to be here and ready to go, ready to compete for this national championship run.
Jamaine, I don't like to use the word pressure, but do you guys expect to make the postseason this year?
Yes, you know, like I said, those are the expectations of Youngstown State. I think, you know, we're not, like I said, we're not sneaking up on anyone. There's a bullseye on us. We know what we have to do, and we know our first goal is the playoffs. Second goal is the national championship from there. And we're expected to go into postseason, and that's what we expect of ourselves. We don't expect anything less.
Jamaine, even though you're on offense, can you maybe talk about the defense and how that might be different than last year? Because they give up, you know, like over 25.
I think the defense last year, you know, they were very young. You know, but now we have the defensive coordinator, Coach Trestle, and I think he has came in and he has changed that whole atmosphere on that side of the ball. You know, spring ball, those guys, you know, it was the beginning, they were just getting introduced to the defense, but they were actually competing with us more so than they had in the past. And so, you know, being on the offense, we just want to help those guys get better every day. And I think as camp goes on, those guys are going to get more incorporated in that defense and just be able to help us more as offense, help the team more, and compete for the playoffs.
This is maybe the most returning guys. I mean, it seems like the last couple of camps you probably are introducing yourself, but what about the continuity as opposed to maybe the first few years?
Definitely, you know, like I said, we're definitely, I'd say everyone's more in touch with everyone knows each other better. There's not segregation on the team. You know, everyone's with each other and everyone wants to work together because we all have a common goal. We know what that is.
How about being picked third in the conference? I mean, the last couple of years it has not been even close to that high, and it's kind of been a chip on your guys' shoulder. This year, you know, a lot more respect. Does that mean anything to you guys?
I think it's a lot more respect, but you know, I think we still have a chip on our shoulder because, like I said, we want that number one spot. They can give us all the preseason rankings we want, but it doesn't matter if we don't live up to it. And like I said, we're competing and we want that number one spot. We want the number one everything. That's, like I said, that's the expectations here. And that's what we expect of ourselves. We don't want anything less, but, you know, yes, it's a little bit more respect, but we want all the respect. That's what we're going to demand, and that's how we're going to play this year, and that's how we're going to take the field.
Jamaine, I know Pitt's the first game, but in the conference, Northern Iowa, North Dakota State, even before October gets here, the first week of October. So playing those two juggernauts early in the season, good, bad, indifferent, or doesn't it matter?
I personally, I think it's kind of a good thing just because, you know, I think in the past couple of years we played those guys at the end of the season. Maybe we're a little bit more beat up and we didn't have as much depth. And so, you know, like having those big games early, you know, we're freshmen of the season and there can be no excuses like we're banged up at this position, we were banged up here. Everyone's going to be fresh and we're going to be ready to go because, like I said, we're not sneaking up on anyone.
Do and Shakir Bell are the two running backs that we're talking about in this conference. Are you going to look at him during the season?
You know, Shakir Bell, he's a great running back. We played against him, like I said. I think he broke some records on us. So you know what? He's a great running back, and I always want to be able to compete with everyone. You know, not only in the conference but in the nation. So I know he's a great running back. I'm sure I'll be seeing some of his stats. I'm sure some of the guys on the team will be, hey, you know, Shakir Bell had 200 yards last week. So you know, and I'm gonna obviously compete with that. And like I said, I want to compete to help compete to help my team be the #1 team in the nation and potentially be #1 offense, #1 rushing team, #1 in all categories. So that's what we expect of ourselves here this season.